Hey, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And what we have this time is the Harukaze VG-1 Gyuto 240mm knife. So as you can see, the core steel, which is the steel, it's mono steel construction, but the steel is VG-1 full stainless steel. Heat treats around 59 to 60 Rockwell on that core steel. And it's a mono steel construction, so what you've got is a single, these are probably laser cut and then ground to shape, I would guess, on this style of blade. The grind on these, they're thin and it's a high performance, kind of almost laser style grind to these, so performance should be excellent. The weight and dimensions will be fairly similar from knife to knife, but can vary just a little bit. This particular one is 160 grams or 5.6 ounces, so it's a light blade for such a big knife. Edge length is right about 240 on the money, 9.5 inches on the edge. Overall length about 15.5 inches. The spine thickness, I got about 2.1 or 2.2 coming out of the handle above the back of the heel, and then about 2.1 halfway down. So pretty much very similar thickness all the way down until we get the last couple inches where the grind starts thinning down towards the edge, and in this case also towards the tip. So you can see they have a pretty much a continuous, what's called distal taper, where the spine kind of thins down, thins down, thins down, and you can see it's pretty doggone thin at the tip. So this is a high performance tip on this for sure. And then here's your backside, and they ground these pretty thin as well towards the edge. So this is a high performance grind. The height is 50 millimeters, so fairly generous. And the handle is an oval ambidextrous handle that's very nice looking. It's got a maple main body and then a walnut main body and then a maple ferrule on it. And really well done fit and finish on these. Super smooth right here between the two woods on this particular sample. These woods, every handle is going to be a little different, but you can get some really cool variations here. You'll see some nice grain and color variations in this particular one. Circumference right where the two woods meet on this one's about 72, 73 millimeters, a little under 3 inches. And then you can see they've got this, I don't even want to call it a gap, but you've got this part of the tang showing where they've glued it into the handle. That's on purpose. So that is a kind of a nod to an old school handle install. Some people call it Tokyo style, but they leave a little bit of the tang showing there. And let's see what else. Let's take a look at our beauty shot. So I'd say the edge on these was maybe 5 out of 10. It's pretty sharp, but it's a pretty low grit edge, so you'll probably want to put a good edge on this. This has a little bit of polish to it, so it's a little tricky to get a picture of it without getting weird. Let's just do that. So this is kind of tricky. Sometimes there, so it's fairly polished, as you can see. But anyway, enough of that. So you've got kind of an overall polish after they finish the grinding on it, and you can see vertical marks for the grinding. Pretty nice polish to it. You've got laser etched kanji, nice and crisp, but they're laser etched, so you feel a little bit of the raised nature, but not like a hand engraved would be. I shouldn't even say etched, so let's call it laser engraved is a proper term. And here's the left side of the blade. And they put a pretty good polish on these. The spine is flat, but they've done a little bit of relief at the corners. And then my only gripe on these is it's really sharp on the corners of the choil into the neck here. So they really haven't done any relief too much on those edges. So that's a little on the sharp side. So you may want to hit that with some strips of sandpaper or emery cloth or something in the shoe shine fashion and just kind of touch that up a little bit. It wouldn't take but 10 minutes to clean it up quite a bit. And for me, I'd probably do that. Some people it doesn't bother them, but I guess I'm a little sensitive to that. So we covered that. I'd say it's a fairly stiff blade in the back half and then a little bit of give in the front half because it is pretty thin and it's ground pretty thin. Let's look at the cutting board profile. Here we go. So, all right, so here's our cutting edge profile, and it's just pretty, nothing real crazy here. It's got a kind of a gradual stop at the heel, a little bit of back belly towards the back, and then kind of a medium height tip and just kind of middle belly towards the tip. So I can get fairly high. I'm about right there on a, so I'm not going to get way up here on this, but I can get about right in there on a rock. You could tweak the tip a little bit in the last couple millimeters on a sharpening and maybe sweep it up just a touch if you wanted to get a little higher. But so that's where we're at with that one. You've got just kind of a little bit of belly towards the rest of it where you can push, pull, a little bit of chopping towards the back. So I'd say a fairly versatile profile. So these are just a nice package. So you've got a lightweight, high performance grind, cool handle, nice fit and finish on these except for the choil, which you can easily clean up. And it's just a cool, interesting option here from Chef Knives to Go. So this is the Harukaze VG-1 Gyuto 240mm knife.